Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Linux Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to the channel as well if you are new. In this video, we're going to do a full update on Ethereum. I'll try to keep it short and I'll try to keep it concise because ultimately there's a couple of things we really need to talk about, but I think the potential right now for Ethereum is quite clear. Into the upside, we have the potential to fill these gaps at 2,500 all the way up to 2,600. I think ultimately March, April, maybe May, we're going to do that, right? So if we zoom out right here on Ethereum, and let me remove the volume real quick, I do think this move right here is the start of a move up higher, right? So generally, long-term, medium-term, whatever you want to call it, I'm quite bullish on Ethereum, but for me, the question is okay, are we going to do that from the momentum that we have right now? So basically just get a move into the upside from here, which has happened in the past. I mean, not always, but there have been times where Ethereum just breaks out and it just keeps rallying, like it did right here, for example, in July 2025, which was by far the biggest bull run, obviously, we've seen for Ethereum in years. But the big question is okay, are we going to do that? Or are we going to test the range that we're coming from? Are we going to test the range and then find support and then rally up there higher? So that rally into higher areas, 2,500, 2,600, I think that's a given. I think structurally that's to be expected. I think fundamentally it's to be expected as well. I mean, Ethereum is doing great. If you look at ETH BTC, for example, right now, that's still relatively strong. We have hit a significant resistance level, so that's something to be aware of. Also filled a major gap right here, so definitely something to be aware of going into today, going into the FOMC week. But generally, that's great. We also have strong ETF flows, so all of that, great. However, there are three things, I think, two fundamentals and one technical that I think you need to know about for the short-term price action here for Ethereum. And for that, we're going to zoom in, right? So this is the 30-minute TPO chart. Fundamental things are that it's FOMC week. Bullish starts of FOMC weeks usually end bearish. I would argue that so far we've had a bullish start of the week, right? And if you disagree, that's up to you, but I'm not certain how you can, right? So the statistics are not in our favor, right? Usually just if Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are bullish in an FOMC week, we crash on Wednesday and we crash on Friday again, okay? So that's not great. I think the general fundamentals in the financial markets at this point of time are also not ideal, right? So that doesn't help. Those are the two fundamental reasons why I'm slightly cautious right now on Ethereum and a potential move up higher. And then outside of that, it's the technicals. If you take a look at the technicals for Ethereum, you can see that we have a strong resistance at the 90-day rolling VWAP. We have bearish divergences all over the place going into that level. Like it's a quadruple bearish divergence right here with the highs. Like when there's momentum, I don't care about one bearish divergence, but if we have 4 or 3 in a row, I care about that. And then we also have those single prints to the downside, right? 3 of them, right? We have 2 single prints around 2,200. Then we have one more at 2,150. So that combination makes me say that I think short term, it's going to be quite tricky to short Ethereum. I'm not necessarily advocating for shorting Ethereum. I think that's, shorting when markets are bullish is usually what people resort to because they think, oh, it has rallied so much. It has got to come down. But I think on the lower time frames right here, like let's look at a little bit of a cleaner chart. I think we can do things like this, right? I still think we can hit the 90-day rolling VWAP at 2,400, get some more bearish divergences. Who knows? Like that I do see happening, but from there I think we're going to pull back, right? Where my first real price target would be the previous month value area high at 2,190 and 2,200. I think this is most likely for the reasons I've given you. Generally, like I said, on the higher time frames, medium term, I'm actually quite optimistic. I'm quite bullish on Ethereum. That's also why I think moves into the upsides are, not only likely, but perhaps also most likely to tap those areas right there, to tap some structural levels right here at least, or to test some, what is this? To test some weak highs. But generally, I think it's more likely that we're at least going to fill those single prints at 2,200 before we can actually get that move into the 25 and 2,600. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know about Ethereum. I tried to keep it short and concise. I'm not certain if 4.5 minutes is that, but I'll leave that up to you. For now, that's it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.